Welcome to the channel, folks. Clunkers and Classics. Last video, got a new panel here and here welded in. So if you haven't seen that, you can go back and watch that. She's pretty much ready for the quarters and tail panel to go on. Although now we're waiting on a new deck lid. I decided to buy a new one. And waiting on these little deals here. It's gonna be easier to work on this with the quarter off of it, but this little deal here is busted on both sides, and the hole, and this is something's up with that. We'll have to check that out. Although this regulator does roll up and down, that one does not. It's rusted, seized shut, so I had to order a new regulator for the passenger side. Waiting on the little parts for that. Then we can put on the quarter panels and tail panel and deck lid, line everything up, get it all welded in solid. But anyway, now part of the lining up the quarter panels is getting the doors lined up. Now the passenger side lines up good. I put both door handles were messed up. I put new door handles on it so they open and close. But the side here is good. It just needs weather stripping and the little, doesn't have the little rubber bumper things there, so it doesn't. But anyway, it's a good gap on it, and door pins and everything are good on that side. This side, we need pins and bushings. It'll close. See how far down it is. It's still down. And a big old gap there. That's probably normal there, but yeah, she's pretty messed up. It's kind of tight here. See, these are all the original panels. Got all the black in it, so everything was original. Nothing's ever been swapped over or anything. Yeah, see, so she drops down. See it move up and down. Okay, I got a lot of glare on my glasses here, so try to. Okay, so here's the pin here. Or is it there? I don't know why it's got two pins. Probably that one. Now this hinge does come up, it unbolts there, but this one, it unbolts, but it's got these big old Phillips heads on there. Those things are not going to come off. There's no way of getting them off, I don't think. But that's the pin there. We need to get out, but it might be kind of tough. So you gotta hit something from the bottom, center punch and a hammer to get that. Once you get it up a little bit, then you can get some vice grips on the head of this, clamp them real tight, and then bang the vice grips up. So that's what we'll try first, instead of trying to unbolt it, because like I said, I don't know how to get them off without, you know. Okay, okay, so there's a special tool, this tool here, to take the spring off. You get it in there, and then you use a wrench. I don't know if I'm showing it right. You get that in there like that on that spring. Probably see it better this angle. Get it on there and then tighten this bolt up, and it'll squash that spring, and then you can bring it up. Get that out of the way. That's right in the way of the pin. The pin right there needs to come straight up. Okay, so yeah, we need to get that off. Let me see if I can move this door up and down with my knee here so you can see. We'll see what's. Yeah, it's this pin and bushing here. See? This one, I don't know, it may not be that bad. It may just be the top one. Maybe we'll just try to take the top one out. I don't know. I like to have the whole door off, and while it's off, paint all this. We'll have to take off this old weather stripping and paint all the door black and everything. We got to see if this, I don't know if I think this door regulator here works. Okay. Okay. So far the regulator's working on this one. I don't know if I lube these up or not. Probably not. No, we'll have to get some wheel bearing grease, what I usually use. Put in all the tracks, spray it with WD-40 and everything in there. Yeah, so I'd like it to be off, and then we can paint all this and paint all this jamb here, and then put her back on there, line it up. Yeah, we could probably, no, the bolt heads are on this side of the hinge, not here. Same with this top one. To get them off, you'd have to have the fender off, which we can do, but it's probably best not to mess with the alignment of that. Maybe we'll just try the top pin for now. That one will come straight down, so you get a center punch there where my finger is, and hit it with a hammer, pop it loose. Like I said, get some vice grips on the head, then hit the vice grip with a hammer. But we have to get that. Yeah, that's not going to work. The whole door's going to come off, because you need this hinge apart from that hinge to get the bushings in there. Okay, so let me this I bought from AutoZone. This is a little bushing kit. I think it's a couple different sizes, and then this is supposed to be for a 67 to, does it say on the back here? Probably not. On the computer it said 67 to something GM. So there's I only had one of them, but I got in one of these drawers here, I should have a little box full of pins and bushings extras that I got. So out of all that and this, we should be able to make it work. But yeah, they're both gonna have to come off. I'll have to take that door off, and then we'll put it on the stand here, on my new stand, and go from there. So anyway, let me figure out how I get this off, and I'll be back. Okay guys, I decided to take the fender off, but all these bolts are so rusty, they're just snapping. You know, like this one here. That one there I cut off. This one there snapped off. And then that one over there is spinning. There's a bunch of bolts that are hidden underneath here because it's all wrecked on the front. So I just cut the fender in half. Anyway, we're going to take the hinges off by them. 3 bolts there, 3 bolts there. And we'll just see the distance gap. That's where we want it, back to that. So let me take that off. We'll get her set up on the stand, and I'll be back. Okay guys, I got it up here on the bench. Okay, I was going to take this bottom hinge off, but tell you the truth, it was just loose from that. Yeah, it's a different hinge than this one, and it really doesn't move. I think this is the main one here. See, that's making the door hang. This pin got those 2 little ears on it that are got to be ground off. So I think what we got to do to grind that off, we got to take this hinge off, take them bolts off right there. So I take them bolts off and set it on the ground. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay guys, I just buzzed them 3 bolts off with my battery powered impact. Okay, so use a die grinder and cut them little ears off, and that should pop right out of there. And then we'll see which bushings fit it. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay guys, it wasn't easy getting that pin out of there. I had to cut it and stuff, but anyway, it's out. Okay, that's the other part of the hinge. I put in the 2 new bushings. They go on the this side of it, and then this go like that, and then the pin goes in through there, and we'll just make sure it fits in there. So I don't think we need these ones. These ones were too big to fit in there. I think we just need those 2. They probably just give you them in case it's different, fit all the different years. Okay, I'll be back in a minute. Okay guys, the pin fits in there pretty good. And of course it'll fit in that because that's the set it came with these bushings there. So we'll connect that on there and put in the pin. It looks like it's way too long. What we'll do is we'll cut off a couple inches off of it and maybe put a spot weld on it so it doesn't slip back through. Okay, I'll be back. Okay guys, there's a new pin there. Put a little spot weld there, and on this side had some little grooves to go in, and because most hinges there, that one side it'll be a little bit bigger, and those grooves will go in there for it to stay in. But anyway, this one wouldn't, but it's the right size pin. So anyway, yeah, she's solid now. Yeah, I guess that's it. I said I don't think we'll do this one. We'll just leave that one, because it definitely doesn't have the same type of pin. Okay, I was looking at the bottom of this. We're going to take all this weather stripping off. There's just one little rust hole right there. Rest of it looks pretty good other than surface rust. So I don't know. I think I'll just mess around with this, peel this off, and maybe put some Pour 15 along there, and decide if I want to paint this before it goes on. It's not that bad. Most of this is just clean off. Okay, I'll be back. Okay guys, I scuffed this down with 80 grit. I got a little Pour 15 there in the can. Going to brush that on the bottom of this. Not sure if I want to fix that right yet. You can see under here, there's a dent. There's old Bondo and stuff there. And this lip here was pushed up. And I just kind of used 2 hammers and dollied it down a little bit. But that's may need some more work. So I'm not sure if I want to paint all this yet. Because I'll just end up scratching it up again. Might be best just to wait till it's on the car, line everything up perfect, and go from there. But yeah, I'll probably put some Pour 15 around these hinges here. Maybe a little paint up in here. I don't know. Anyway, I'll be back. Okay. Put a coat of Pour 15 along that bottom. And I just used some black spray can paint for this area here. Like I said, once it's mounted and I start doing body work and stuff, I'm gonna and paint that in there. And same with the, I can paint all this area while the fenders are off. I want to kind of leave that like that so I can line up where it was. They're a bitch to get lined up. So it's best to have some guides to guide it. Anyway, tomorrow we'll get that mounted on there and lined up. And yeah, I put a little 415 underneath in there. Okay, see you tomorrow. Okay guys, next morning, we got the door on there. These doors are pretty light compared to like newer ones that have the big heavy crash bars on the inside. These you can move around pretty easy. And it's, you know, it didn't even need my jack. Usually I'd have to get a jack and some wood up there and lift it up and I'd try to adjust it. These are pretty easy because it being so light. Okay, so lined up perfect. Like I said, there's old Bondo and dent and stuff right in here, which is off just a hair. Just needs to be banged in a little bit. This here is perfect right there, level wise. So I just got to work that out a little bit. Don't know if I want to do that right now. There is Bondo in it here. But you can see there's the original black paint. This isn't rust bubbles. This is all just primer stuff. They didn't sand it or nothing. They just put this shitty primer on there. But yeah, there's the Bondo there. It just needs to be all ground down and reworked. You know, you've seen the shell. It's a pretty good shell, so there's no reason to replace the door. Okay, so yeah, lines up perfect with the striker there. They had adjusted it down, make it close a little bit better, even though it was closing on a droop. But anyway, it's right in the center there. So I think we're good to go to line up this quarter. I'm going to take a, well, I don't know, a piece of wood or something here and just straighten that just a little bit. It's sticking out a little bit, but that's okay. So yeah, I'll probably the Decklid's coming today. All the those parts I was waiting for the last video, these parts came within like 2 days. And now all these little parts I ordered for the regulator and what else? Oh, the repair thing. They're not going to be here for another 2 or 3 days. So I can't quite get going on that right now. It's Wednesday. It's not supposed to be here till Friday, and it'll be late Friday. And not all of them. One of these things is coming Saturday. So yeah, that's, you know, 3-4 day delay on getting that stuff done. But the Decklid's coming today. So I'm thinking about mixing a little black paint later on, and we'll paint the bottom of the new Decklid. We'll fit on, well, hell, we might paint the top of it too, just to cover it. I don't really like that new panel being like that either, because eventually, even though the rain stopped for now, now it's just hot as hell. Went from raining every day to friggin' 100 degrees every day. I'd rather put some paint on that, so I may mix up some paint, paint the new Decklid tonight. Paint this panel. You know, we already painted the speaker panel and everything, but we'll paint this panel here. I'm just afraid of, you know, it's starting to rust and stuff in here or something. Yeah, and somebody commented, was there any seam sealer in this lip? No, there wasn't any in there. Because they're afraid it might leak into the trunk. Yeah, well, you can get at it and put some I think what I'll do, I just welded the shit out of it though to them two lips. I don't know if I can get some seam sealer up in there. If not, I'm not quite done. I got to put some little welds and stuff in here and seal that up on this side. And before it's painted, we'll put some seam sealer in there, and as little as possible. But yeah, we don't want no water in there. But for right now, we got an open window and no no deck lid and no weather stripping, so it's gonna get soaked if it rains. Okay, so yeah, I may mix up some paint, do the deck lid, do this panel all in here and stuff. Spot. You probably, yeah, I need to put some old paint on there. Put some paint up the top there. Spot it all in. And paint all this area here. Paint all this jamb. Now that it's lined up and everything. Yeah, I bought two new, not new, but two good fenders came with this car when I bought it. So this fender here is just smashed beyond repair in the front. It's so messed up. Probably wondering why I cut it in half. Well, I'll probably just save that. Good for a little patch panel, even though there is some rust in there. At least it's still got its shape. Save that. This will go in the shit pile. But it was too hard to get all these bolts. I don't know if you can see any better, and the sun's coming out. But the bolts are all in here to take it out, and it's just, and all in here. It's just going to be a real battle getting that apart. It's all going to be replaced anyway, so I might as well just cut it and sling it off there. But I don't want to take this whole front end off right now. Trying to get the back end done. Once we get the back end done, floor's done, then we can take off this front clip, do away with it, and all that. So, you know, I'm just trying to get this door done. I don't want to take apart the whole front end right now. Okay, so that's why I kind of did that. I still got to lube up these tracks and spray them. Yeah, see, this is where the door was bashed in. It just needs to be dollied in just a little bit there. It'll be fine. We got, yeah, there's a big slice of Bondo there. But yeah, we may put some paint on here. Okay, well, I think that's about it for now. I'll be back, and we'll get a little bit more done. Hey guys, I'm getting this area here ready to put a little black paint on. This jamb, but I wanted to show you. You see this? You can see the M for GM. I think this is a little blue sticker that said GM. So we may get that, put it on there, make it original. I said this car is all original. Rough shape, but I banged this in with a 2x4, but it's not, see, it's not perfect right there. I'm gonna work that a little bit. Those two little white stripes I mentioned in another video, they were plastic. I peeled them off with a razor blade. A little there, and then on the inside. So this whole car had two plastic white stripes across. Okay, I Googled images for a 67 black Camaro, and I put white stripes, white pinstripes, and the only thing that come up with it, like the white, somebody mentioned, oh, it might have been had the white stripe across here. There's no evidence of that, and this is not an RS, just a plain Camaro. And I think those stripes that came across were a RS option. Although you could get the dealer to do anything you wanted. You buy this car new and bring it to the dealer and say, hey, I want an RS stripe, and they'll do it. I think that's what happened with these two white stripes here, because I couldn't find any pictures with them on there. So It was probably a dealer. It was definitely done when it was new, and it was probably just, you know, bring it to the dealer and have some, you know, just like I came across some mag tires there. I put them on the 72 Orange Nova. Let's go over it. These, I know I need to cut all this stuff here. See these rims here? I forget what the hell they were now. Were they Keystone? Yeah, Keystone. See these rims? They're on Marketplace. They're only 14s though. Little 14 by 6 or 7s. Now they're on Marketplace, and the guy says they came on his father's brand new 68 Chevelle. Swore up and down. Said, yep. So I you know, I give him $100 or something for him. Maybe more than that, I don't know. So on the inside of them, the inside of the rims, where the tire was over top of, I took the old tires off, and it had a sticker on there, and it said for 67 to 68 Nova Chevelle, something like that. So, you know, you look it up on GM. No, GM never had a deal with Keystone. You know, like Goodyear tires. Brand new cars would have Goodyear tires. Well, Goodyear's not GM, but that's how they made them. So GM never had Keystone rims, brand new. But you could go to the dealer, so I found out through some forums, you can go to the dealer and they would put on brand new Keystones for you. Or when you ordered it, you know, you order a car and then you just put in there, when it gets to the dealer, you want some white pinstripes and some Keystone rims and all that. And it's brand new. That's how you got your brand new car, with all that on there. So that's how that kind of stuff works. So that's, I think, how the white stripes worked. So yeah, we're not doing the white stripes. So yeah, I just thought I'd mention that. I think I'll get those little GM stickers. I don't know if there's any evidence of anything else. You know, the VIN number's up there in that jam. But yeah, we won't do the white stripes. We'll just, and I don't know, sometimes we'll have a sun shining right in my face. Sometimes I'll have a tire pressure sticker in the jams. We'll see if we can find any evidence of that stuff. But anyway, I just thought I'd mention that. Okay, I'll be back. Okay guys, I got a product to show you. A sponsor sent me. This is it's called the camping light from OGERY. I think it's telescoping, so it goes up and down, and there's 3 of these lights here, I believe. Okay, so waterproof, all that stuff. Yeah, there's a picture of the 3 lights. You can spread them out, or you can keep it all in one light. So might be good for the shop also, but yeah, I am getting a lot of camping supplies, so I haven't opened it up. This came in another box, very well packaged. There's a user manual there. Oh yeah, you can take it off the tripod, whatever it is, and just use it on a table if you want. See? So oh, and it's magnetic too. Yeah, there's magnets there. Okay, so all kinds of and it's battery powered, so you don't need to drag a cord around with you or nothing. Oh, it's also got this hook here, so if you want to hang it up on something. So this might work out pretty good for working on cars and stuff. So a hook screws into the tripod, and then magnets, and then a light down here too. So yeah, it's battery powered. You can charge it up with that. And this is the tripod. So yeah, let me just I'll put a link and everything in the description. But yeah, let me just set this thing up here, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, pretty simple. To just screws onto there, hit that for the power, and these lights are like this, and you pop them up, turn them around whichever direction you want. Then you hit this light here, flashes, real bright, medium, low, flash, and you hit this one to hold this to turn it off, like that. So yeah, it's pretty neat. And then yeah, you can try to do everything with one hand. Anyway, I think it'll go up higher than that. Whoop. We'll get it up there a little bit. There we go. We'll turn it back on. Yeah, adjust it any which way you want. So you put in your charger. So you just want it as a regular light there. Turn it off. Yeah, I think that'll come in handy. Don't have to drag a cord around with you or anything. And like I said, you can spin this off and put this wherever you want it. So yeah, it's a pretty neat deal. I will later on in the video tonight, and I got to work out here at night. It's 90 something degrees right now. It's about noon. I'm going to quit for the day or the afternoon, although it's not too bad with the clouds. But later on tonight, I'll bring this out. We'll show what it looks like. Okay, check them out. Okay guys, back out here. Yeah, it's a little cloudy and stuff, but much cooler. Okay, wanted to add, that hinge pin kit was like 10 bucks. You can actually buy a new hinge for like 45 bucks is the cheapest. They're anywhere from 45 to 100. So yeah, if you want to just replace the whole hinge instead of doing that work, you could. Okay, this had a little crack right here. I just kind of put a couple little welds there. I'm going to put a little, I think the weather stripping goes there and covers that. I don't know. I'll put a little bit of body filler there. And then we're going to, oh, and right in here where I worked it, I got it pretty straight. and put a little bit of filler there just to smooth that out a little bit. Then we're just going to put some paint on there, some paint on there, front of it. I put a couple more little welds around here. So anyway, yeah, we're just going to paint this whole top area here to protect it in case it rains. I lubed up the window tracks. It rolls up and down a lot easier now. So yeah, that's about it on that. Just got the deck lid in. Box was beat to hell, but it's a good mark. But it's straight. Like I said, it came with the holes for the rear spoiler, which I have. I bought that. I mentioned in another video, I think I bought it for my 78 Nova, the silver one, originally. Because, or did I buy it for the orange Nova? I might have bought it for the 72 orange Nova here. Because way back in the day, I had a 70 Nova I drove for about 10 years. And I bought an aftermarket spoiler for it and molded it on there, and it looked good. So couldn't find them anymore. So I went ahead and bought first generation Camaro Firebird spoiler. I think they're for Firebird and Camaro, and hoping I could adapt it on there, but no, there was no way it was going to work. So it's been sitting around here for years. So yeah, we're going to put it on there. Now the only problem, see these little indentations here. Yeah, does it say here? What does it say here? No, it doesn't say what it fits. I had the box, but I threw it in the burn barrel. But anyway, it came with these studs, but no nuts for them. So I got to round some up. Hopefully I can find some. I think I can. I got boxes of stuff. I'll just have to look. So the holes line up perfect. Right like that. Now see this? These Camaros, they hang over the quarter panels. So actually you can't really have it completely flush against the deck lid, or else it would touch the quarter panels. So I don't know if this is factory or not, but see how it sits up here? Sits, you know, whatever it is, half inch or something above the deck lid. I don't know what goes there. I don't know if there's supposed to be a little piece of molding, gasket type of stuff, but that's as far as it goes down. Or unless it's supposed to just be like that. I'm not sure. I'll have to look at some pictures. But I know it probably has to come up, like I said, so it doesn't hit the quarter. I'll have to look at Google some pictures and stuff of it. But I think for now, what we're gonna do is paint the underneath. I can't paint them both at once because you gotta dry, let it dry before you turn it over. 67 to 69 Camaro and Firebird with trunk lid catch spoiler holes. Oh, it's got the little deal in it. So I was keeping this. It has that on it, but it already comes with one, so we don't need this other than the bolts here. And hopefully they fit. I should put them in there and paint that. Paint them bolt heads. I have to make sure they go in there good. And they're not metric or nothing. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna scuff this down, mix up some black paint. Yeah, what am I using? I bought this gallon here off of eBay. Pretty thin, don't really even need to be reduced. 130 bucks, I think, for this, some reducer and hardener, super gloss. But yeah, we're gonna be using probably over a gallon just on jambs underneath the hood, the fender wells, all the black we painted on the trunk and the wheel wells and the package tray, and now what we're painting now. And then when we put the floors in, we're going to put a good coat of paint on that too. So yeah, we're going to be using over a gallon of paint just for the inside stuff, and then, you know, a gallon or so on the outside. So yeah, we're going to use quite a bit of paint. But I'm probably going to buy my favorite paint here because it lasts forever. This Nason 2K urethane for the outside. The outside of the car is going to be, and this is like 185 bucks a gallon, but that's the cheapest you can buy this paint. It's in black, maybe white's the same price, but everything else is through the roof. You know, it's like, you want some red, 400 bucks. But anyway, we'll spend the money and paint the outside with that. But the inside, the floors, jambs, we can paint it with this cheap. It's acrylic enamel, it'll last a while, and especially it won't be exposed to the sun or nothing. So yeah, that's the paint situation. So let me scuff this up and throw some paint on this and that door jamb and this back panel, because we want to get some paint in here too, and then cover them welds here where it's welded, and a little bit of paint underneath where we missed. So yeah, let me do that and I'll be back. Okay guys, I got it all sanded down. Cheap Harbor Freight gun, some black paint mixed up. And we're going to go ahead and paint the spoiler. I mainly wanted to paint underneath here, but go ahead and paint the whole thing since we're at it. I'm going to go inside here in a little bit and see if there is a separate gasket for this, and I'll let y'all know. Okay, let's set that. Already put a coat on here and a coat on here. So I'm going to put another coat for a total of 2 coats on everything, and I'll be back. Okay guys, it's dark now. Just got done cutting some grass, sweating. Yeah, just as in between the first and second coats, it started spitting out just for a couple seconds, and it stopped. So it looks like a bunch of bugs walked in it, but at least it's protected. So I got 2 coats on the deck lid. Now I ran out of paint. I didn't want to mix any more up to put 2 coats on this because this is fiberglass and ain't gonna rust or nothing. So that only gets 1 coat for now. Of course, all this stuff will be, well, not this, but this will be painted, and that piece up there will be painted again with the car. But oh, I forgot to go in and look, see if there's supposed to be a gasket or something for that, but not too worried about it right now. Okay, let's check out the light here. Now this also got a cord to charge it, and then of course another cord if you want to, you know, plug in your phone or something, charge it. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, it lights up this pretty good. And it's a magnet, see? Put it on the roof. Or there. Pretty cool. Classified as a camping light, but I think it'll be a good damn work light. Well, okay guys. I'm blinded now. I can't see the off button. There we go. There we go. Now you just screw that on the top of this. Right there. Okay, well, I think that'll be it for this video. I know we didn't get a lot done, but got a new deck lid, got the spoiler, got the door pin in there. That seemed to help or work. Got the door jamb painted, this back piece, just little baby steps. But yeah, just waiting on those other parts before we put the quarters on there. But yeah, that's all I can get done in this video. So yeah, like, comment, share, subscribe, all that stuff, and we'll be back with this, like I mentioned, what we need to do and the parts coming in and all that. Yeah, if I get stuck on it, I want to get all that done before I start the floors, because the floors are going to be a big job. Floors and the seat brackets and everything on there. It's going to be a mess. So I don't want to get into that until I finish all this other little stuff and then put the quarters and stuff on. So I don't know, I may next couple of days work on the van a little bit. Got a few things to button up, and then like I said, just paint the bodywork really. We'll go ahead and fix some dents, make a video out of fixing some dents and stuff. Well, okay, I think that'll be it, guys. Okay, well, thanks everybody for watching. We'll see y'all next video.